Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go down memory lane and show you all of the different pumps that I've been on. I've had diabetes for 19 years, which means I've kind of been around the world of pumps. At least I feel like I've been around the world with pumps. I've been on Minimed, Tandem, Omnipod, and if you don't already know, I am now doing MDI, so I use the InPen, which is the smart insulin pen. It looks like this, it's pink. My first pump was this purple Medtronic pump. I don't even know what exact model it was. It says on the back, Paradigm insulin pump, Medtronic Minimed. Purple. I remember the first pump, because this is a replacement of the one I originally had. I got clear because I wanted it to be invisible. And I also should probably know I was in like 5th grade when I got this pump. I had this from when I was in 5th grade or around that time until 2017. I wasn't really on any pumps before Medtronic, I should probably say. I think I was on shots, and that was probably right around when I got diagnosed. And again, I don't remember if I was in 3rd grade or 5th grade, but I was definitely in elementary school when I got this pump. I think I've used this type of pump for over 10 years. It was what I had during burnout, so I just had what I thought was like the basic pump. I honestly don't really know what other pumps were out there at the time. Oh, it's so funny, you can still see my reservoir is still like halfway wound. I never really like rewound it or anything. Really weird. So this was my first pump. Some of the pros and cons are pro. It literally lasted for like 10 years, which is kind of amazing. Probably more than 10 years. Another pro is it's extremely durable. This thing has gone around the world with me. It's been to China, Ecuador, Mexico, London. It's been everywhere. Honestly, this is why I don't want to get rid of it, because I definitely have sentimental attachment issues to it. So it's very durable. Some of the cons are, well, now this is like really old compared to what's out now. It's not waterproof. I think it's water resistant, and this type of Minimed pump is old. I know Medtronic now has a 670G out with their Guardian sensor. I've heard mixed reviews on that. I personally don't think I would ever try it, but you know, never say never. That's really it for this pump. Not many cons. I couldn't really think of any because I was like, I don't even know when I would have worn this last. Well, it would have been November of 2017. Sorry, I know exactly when I wore this last. You can also see the battery cap at the top is like really indented from getting a coin every time and opening and closing this from getting a new battery. Oh, and it's chipped on the side. So it's chipped in the back, and then the top has like marks from opening and closing the battery and all of the dust in there. Wow. Again, can never get rid of this because I am definitely emotionally attached to it. Moving on. Love that. So definitely, again, have sentimental attachment to it. After I stopped using this pump, I graduated to the Tandem T-slim X2. This was an amazing pump, an amazing pump. And the only reason I stopped using it was because I wanted to try tubeless life with the Omnipod, but I don't think I have any complaints about this one other than it is not waterproof. Some of the pros of the T-slim X2 are it's updatable, so you can update the software. I know they now have the Control IQ, and before they had Basal IQ, so now it's kind of like a closed loop system that's FDA approved, which is really neat. Kind of nice to know that I could like pop this on if I wanted to try that out. But again, very happy on pens currently. It has a touch screen, so the only button is at the top. Other than that, you do everything on here. This can hook up to your Dexcom. I'm not sure if it can hook up to the Eversense CGM, but definitely Dexcom. I have mine hooked up to here. Another pro is it is rechargeable, so you're not really having to worry about a low battery and having to get a physical battery. I know when I had this, I carried a little charger around with me just in case I needed to give it a little bit of juice. I kind of want to turn it on, but I don't think it has any battery in it. Another pro with the T-slim X2 is it has a 300 unit reservoir, so you can hold 300 units in this pump. If you find that you use a lot of insulin, this is definitely a good pump. I use a lot of insulin, so I know that I definitely like the bigger reservoir. The only con I can think of is this is not waterproof. It's water resistant, but you can't like dunk it in the water. I believe the newest Minimed is waterproof though. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. The next pump that I was on was the Omnipod. I was on the old Omnipod. I never had the opportunity to be on the new Dash, so this will only be a review of the older one. Just putting that out there. I don't have any pods with me, but I will put a picture here of what they look like. They're just like a little white computer looking thing. I think it looks like a pod, I don't know. My pros are the Omnipod is waterproof, so the white part. This device is not. This is the PDM, so the personal diabetes manager. So this is what communicates with the pod. This also doubles as a glucose meter, so you can put your strips right in here and use this as a meter if you want. One less thing to carry. Another huge obvious pro is they are tubeless, so no tubes. I did really like using this because of that it had no tubes. That was just insane to me. That's about it as far as the pros that I could think of. As far as cons go, the Omnipod reservoir was only 200 units, so I could only really make one last 2.5 days, not the full 3. So I got a prescription to change it every 2 days, so I just got extras. You have to carry this around, which is another con. It's a little annoying to have to carry something else. You know, when you have a tubed pump, it's just always on you, so you don't have to worry about losing it, but you do have to worry about losing this. Another con that I personally found with this was you can't change the insert style, so it inserts at a little bit of an angle. It's not a 90-degree. I know with the other pumps you could kind of change what sites you use and how it inserted into your skin and how long the tube was. The Omnipod only has one option. So that's another con. I always personally found that it hurt. That's one of the reasons that I switched to the pens, was because I just was having a lot of painful sites. A lot of my pods were failing, so they would just start screaming out of nowhere because either like a software malfunction or an occlusion or something. If you don't know, an occlusion means that your tube gets clogged up so it can't deliver insulin. That being said, pump fails, site fails can happen with all three pumps. I'm gonna try and hold them all. But I found that I had more with the Omnipod. So if you don't already know, I am currently on the InPen. It's the smart insulin pen that connects to your phone via Bluetooth. I definitely have found that I love being on pens. I don't know why I didn't switch sooner. Being on the InPen has been a huge help because it has all of these settings that a pump would have. It has a calculator, and it's basically a pump and a pen. It's really nice. I really love it. You guys have seen me post about this all the time. It's just really great. That's it for today's video. Again, just wanted to do a quick walk down memory lane and show you guys the different pumps that I've been on and what I found the pros and cons were. I hope you found some good information in this video. If you're deciding on going on a pump, you can always reach out to me if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps a lot, and if you want to even take it a step further, you can turn the notifications button on. Leave me a comment if you are on a pump, what pump you're on, maybe a history of your pumps. I'm sure my mom has a very long history. Maybe we'll have to interview her sometime of all the pumps that she's been on. See you guys in the next video. Bye!